All right, I'm gonna go ahead and play a song. We're here for another 16 minutes, so we're almost done. What's up? What's up? I saw mic check. Mic check.
Mic
How are
check,
you?
mic check.
Let's go. Let's go. All right, we're on to something. It's been a crazy morning on this side. Why don't I just kind of just make this entertaining? So, yeah, interesting week last week trying to work through a bunch of UX meetings. Love creatives, but creatives sometimes go more towards the creative and less towards the direct business into payments, right? So, so that's where I'm at as a UXer, trying to push through, going through a bunch of job resume things and the like. So it's recruiter city for me. And why don't I throw it over to you? And I'm going to go ahead and pick a song. You got any thoughts on any of that stuff that I said?
I'm personally going through a class right now for UX, so all of that is very relevant, and I'm working through that process as well.
Talk to me about. I do know that because we talk offline, and appreciate that. And talk to me about. I know you've taken like one career course, at least with a career coach, somebody that's seen the back end of the industry. What we talked and we laughed this week. You drop a nugget for people. What did you hear in a portfolio class this week? Like where are we at? Is the job market understand what needs to be done for a junior designer, or is the job market all over the place in your opinion from what you've been told?
Depending on who you talk to, you get different answers. A lot of the consensus is that at the end of the day, large businesses, if you get hired as a UX designer, they talk about research and they understand some of the importances of research. But at the end of the day, they want a product that looks good and functions. May not be functioning at high rate of speed or for the user experience, but they want one that really looks good and can function, and they make the user figure it out. And others understand the process, but you're entering in their product at a different point in their creation. So you don't always get the opportunity to start with the user interviews. So, or start with the initial points. So,
Talk to me about that. Talk to me about that. So, I know you specifically kind of come around a little bit because I did as well. I come from a small business background. A lot of times it's not that we don't want to do user research, it's that we don't have the time, the cash, the people, the holy shit, I'm late to a meeting, right? All of that kind of stuff. Um, that makes it, so hard to kind of get all that stuff rocking and rolling. And any additional thoughts?
no, I just think it really is like everyone will give you a template on what the job market is looking for, but depending on who you talk to, it's always different. And even
Yes.
when you get through the first level, it's different again. So it's
I'm gonna play a rock song because this is how I'm feeling. So excuse me, hold on. I need to rage out today, and yeah. So we're gonna go ahead and play a rock song, and I hope everybody can vibe on it. And then I'm gonna write a note, but I'm gonna come back. We're gonna play a simple game. On the way back, and I'll explain the rules, and then we're out of here. But essentially, it's just gonna be I'm gonna throw about 10 topics out, and then you guys are just gonna say. Yeah, that makes sense, or pass, needs UX. So on that note,
I
let me go ahead
I will
and
say
play the
real
song,
quick,
and we'll
if
be
you're
back.
feeling stressed out and need to rage out, I heard of this company, Crypto Delta.com, and if you they got some products that'll minimize your stress and not have to rage so hard. But if you don't, rage
I'm
hard to rock music. Or,
I'm gonna go do both. So we'll be back. We'll be back in 3 minutes, and then we're gonna play the game, and then we're out of here, and we'll meet again in 2 weeks. What's up, Jen? Jen, how are you? I'm gonna go throw you a mic. Jen, we're just listening to a song, and then we're gonna play a game on the backside. So. All right, guys. So what we're gonna go ahead and do is I'm gonna rock and roll for the rest of this time. We're just gonna go ahead and kind of play a game, and then we're headed out. Again, thank you to Sadie. Thank you over to Cut from Cloth. Appreciate you guys showing up today. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go ahead and throw out a topic, and then you guys can just say it's fine or needs design. Okay, so that's the game. So, for example, I could say something like the structure of metal dumpsters. And if you think metal dumpsters are freaking awesome and that like that's perfect and there's nothing that can be improved, you just say it's fine. But if you think that you can like build better metal dumpster ecosystems, then you say design. And if you have additional thoughts, then you guys can throw them in. Does that make sense for you guys?
Yep.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you guys. Appreciate that. All right. So first one up, right? The easy one. Let's go ahead and shoot. Web 3 as a whole. So I'm going to throw this over to Cut from Cloth. Cut from Cloth, you're in Web 3. Fine or Web 3 needs design? Go.
Needs so much more design. I can't tap that button anymore. More design. More design. More design.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Sadie, I know you're in Zed Run. Is that right?
Yeah.
All right, awesome. So then you've dabbled a little bit in Web 3, so you've kind of seen some of it, and I know you've seen the NFT stuff, and we've laughed about that online and offline. So in your opinion, Web 3 fine or needs design?
I feel like it would always need more design. I feel like they could do better, to be real with you. So,
Yeah. What part? What part's confusing to you?
I mean, it's not really confusing. I mean, I have an issue with like understanding what everything means most of the time. I'm trying to get the hang of everything. I'm not into it like you guys are, but I've dabbled with it a little bit. It's just, it's really confusing.
Yeah,
I
no,
don't
I
really
love it. I love it. I
understand.
love it. Don't mean to speak over you, but that's an awesome answer, right? So, was just reading a book, and in the 80s and 90s, the traditional finance markets made all these hyper complicated, complex financial products that rolled a bunch of products that should never been sold in rolled them all up into one and then sold them to people. And we're seeing that in the Web 3 space a lot. And so, for a newcomer, for somebody that's just in it for the video game side, that's not here, to speculate on price and stuff. It can be completely overwhelming, and I agree. There are no real resources right now that people can trust, that are engaging, that are fun, that are gamified, that would actually teach you how to move through the blockchain ecosystems and about those products. All right, let's move on. So, healthcare, the healthcare system in this one. I'm going to throw this to Sadie first. Fine or needs design?
Bruh. It needs so much design. It needs something because I can relate to where I work and stuff. I, I, I look at the place I'm at and then I look at bigger hospitals and I'm like, bruh. So like, I feel like we need so much more like technology in the facilities themselves. We need to do better for like the elderly and just all together patients in general. Like, I feel like it could be a lot better. The healthcare system is kind of fucked in my opinion.
Yeah, no,
And
we agree. And you touched on something, and I'm coming over to you, Cut for Cloth. So get ready. I got one more for Sadie. Is it that you guys don't have enough technology in the facility? Because I think to the American public, when you think major hospitals, I'm from Washington D.C., so I'm going to call them out. When you think Innova, and you go in, you see a good amount of life saving technology there. So, but I agree, there needs to be more software. There needs to be more interaction for nurses. Is that what you're trying to say?
I feel like the smaller towns are forgotten about. And I feel like that it's really not, it's not fair. We could put the technology in there. It's all about money. And I feel like we're forgotten about because you see the bigger hospitals and bigger cities, they have all the technology and everything they need. And it makes it easier for the nurses. Down here, we're still using pen and paper. and we don't have computers. Like, we're going giving out meds to people through a book, the charts and stuff. We don't have, like, it's a whole ass situation.
That's an awesome real life scenario. And I'm going to throw it over to somebody that's in a big city. Cut from cloth. Healthcare as a whole, fine or needs design?
Obviously needs design. Uh, it's like trying to unravel a knot that has been built up for years, and it's not an agile industry. So that's, I mean, most of the hospitals that develop anything are attached to universities. So all the money is getting distributed back and forth rather than actually trying to solve issues with injuries or diseases. It's how do we get the patient in and out, or in a very
No, I agree.
in a very dark version, how do we fill hospital beds?
Yeah, no, I agree. And if you ever do want to, hop into Fig Jam one day and just kind of run through some user flows and user scenarios, Dean, I'd love to do it. So, got one more for you here, then we're out. So, um, uh, let's go ahead and do let's do two more, because this should be interesting. I don't know where this will go. Video games. I'm going to throw this over to Cut from Cloth. Fine or needs design?
Uh, I would say there's not many industries on this planet that don't need design, but it's what I'm banking on and why I'm in this class. But I would say that in general, the experience before and after the video games needs more design than the games themselves at times. The onboarding process, the login process, the waiting start to game process, the buses passing you by as you're doing a Twitter space.
Yeah, it's not Twitter Spaces with unless we're walking down the street talking to our degenerate friends over X now. So I'm with you. Hey, Sadie Lou, I'm going to throw it over to you. Video games, in your opinion, fine or needs design?
I feel like certain video games they have plenty of design. I've seen newer video games come out recently that I enjoy, and I don't think they need anything more added. But I think that some video games um, do need design, so it's like back and forth for me. Um,
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I'm going to go ahead and take a stance here. I think they're fine. I think there's a lot of incredible developers, both on the design side and the coding side, as well as the executive side, as the banking side, and they're making a lot of money. This is Activision, EA, the like, even small game studios. They're making a lot of money if you're doing it right, even the mobile clickable games. And so I think they're fine. I think Cut from Cloth's right. There's always industries that could do more and better, especially what he brought up before and after and that whole thing. But for me, I'm going to go ahead and say fine. And let's go ahead and move in here to the last one. The current job market, fine or needs design? Sadie Lou, you're up.
it needs design. Like, I feel like it needs design. It's so hard for people to find work nowadays, and I feel like that's because there's not a lot of design or technology attached to it, and it's just hard for people to find work. Period. And I know
Absolutely
that
agree.
has to go with our economy too, but like, it's not as accessible as it should be, and it's frustrating when you're like, you went through school and you have a degree under your belt and you can't find work anywhere. Like, it's unreal. It's stupid to me.
Absolutely agree. Kudos to those that have great jobs that are employed for awesome employers out there. Shout out to those that are in the job market. I'm raising my hand. I'm one of those people trucking along. So sending love to everybody, encouraging if you guys are going to listen to this afterwards. Cut from Cloth. How about you? The overall job market, fine or needs design?
I think there's a disconnect between people that have businesses and want to hire people, and then they do stuff like it takes 6 seconds for them to look at a resume. Like, what are you going to get from someone in 6 seconds? Or filter systems that you don't even get through the first barrier. I think there's a giant disconnect, and I think there's a design process that can connect the two a lot better.
I couldn't agree more. I'm as you guys know personally, because we do talk offline. You guys know that I've started a campaign, a Web3 style, hacker style campaign on LinkedIn, and I've been successful with it. I've been getting some really good numbers, made some really good connections. I think I even had somebody reach out to me that wants to do a connection, additional marketing stuff for UX and live events and things like that. And I'm going to invite him right into this room because we're already doing it. But yeah, no, I couldn't agree more. It's tough out there. Cut from cloth. You said it. Um, um, uh, uh, there can be a design process uh, that's not being implemented right now, but there are possibilities. We're human. We understand what's possible and what's not, and to be able to connect people that want to work, are able to work, and willing to work, and phenomenal workers to a job force. Right now, it seems like a monumental task, but it should not. And that gives us the ability to look forward and know that we can build our own ecosystems where that can happen. But also we can fix the ones that already exist, like LinkedIn and the like. So, guys, I promised about 20 minutes. We've gone for 23. Hope, what's up? Glad you hopped in. We're going to go ahead and post the recording for this. So we're only here for 20 to 25 minutes. That's the promise to everybody here. We're going to keep doing these every 2 weeks on Tuesday at noon. So stay posted. You'll see the reminders. So hop in. Hope next time we'll throw you a mic. We'd love to hear from you. Other than that, guys, I'm going to go ahead and kind of throw it off if you have a last word. Other than that, thank you. I'm going to go ahead and throw it over to Sadie. Any last words, Sadie?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Awesome. I love it. One of a few words and much action. How about you, Cut from Cloth? Any last words?
Everybody clap.
I love it. I know I am. I hope everybody has a great Tuesday. On that, I'm going to send a big shout out to Hope for showing up. And thank you again to my two co hosts. And we're out in under 25 minutes. See you guys in 2 weeks. Bye.